Hang on to your hats, kids. Here we go. Here it is, another Monday. So, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time Monday. What is it? It's time for Rhevs Palaver. It's time for the Palaver. And thank you very much to Rock and Rage for the host. You've come in right as we go live, as you know. Or maybe you don't know, so maybe I should explain. I do Rhevs Palaver as a once-a-week Monday night podcast. And I've doubled up once or twice and done more than one in a week, but only once or twice. And I've missed 1 or 2 weeks, like last week and when I was really sick a few weeks ago. But today is a super awesome special day for Rhevs Palaver. It is my 50th episode. We have done 50 episodes of Rhevs Palaver. And because of that, we had to have a super awesome, super special guest. And I am so happy to be talking to one of the greatest men in the entire world, one of the nicest guys in the entire world, one of my favorite people on this planet, my best friend, Bob. Bob, sup?
Sup, brah?
Sup?
How are y'all doing?
Doing good. How you doing, brother?
Honored and happy to be here with you, my friend.
I'm happy to have you here, and hopefully if the audio is, and hello to everyone in chat. I see Fictional Cat Lassane, ep50, Darth Bax, you know Bax, of course. And maybe, check and let me know if the audio levels are a little off. I'm kind of trying to monitor it, but you know how it goes. I never know if it sounds good to everyone else.
Yeah, let me know on my end too, because I'm not technologically capable of doing anything, so.
Yes, we were having a mild panic moment before the show started because Bob couldn't get his thing working. And what happened? Why couldn't we get it working?
Oh, one of my children unplugged my webcam, unbeknownst to me. And then as I was trying to restart my computer, it completely shut down, and then my power button popped right off, and mayhem ensued.
Your children, or as you often call them,
My boat anchors.
boat anchors. And why are they boat anchors again?
Because they're dream-killing boat anchors.
Dream-killing boat anchors. I think that you and I have had a significant effect on the people around us. And Darth Bax, for example, is like, I'm not having kids. I don't want boat anchors. She's actually said it. So, I think we're trendsetters. Me for not having kids, and you for just showing everyone the joy of having kids.
A gaggle of kids. A trove.
Would you say you have a parcel of children?
I would say I have a plethora.
Hefe? What does plethora mean? Bob, I noticed you're drinking something in a koozie there.
Budweiser.
But on Saturday, you got really drunk with Rock and Rage in Discord, and then on Sunday you said you were never drinking again.
I also said I can't predict the future. I did stipulate that as a side note to Coyote.
All right. So, even though you said that's it, I'm never drinking again, you did give yourself the out by saying that you don't know the future. And
It happens, Monday night after work.
yeah.
What? Why not?
Right. How many times in any given month would you say that you make the declaration that you're never drinking again?
7 to 8.
Really? 7, 8 times a month?
Maybe?
Oh, whatever. So I think several of the people who are watching you know the glory that is Bob. But let's just go through some stuff for the people who don't know who you are and why we're best friends. Why don't you tell everyone how we met first?
Circuit City it was, yeah? Circuit City, I used to work there part-time during the winter time when construction would slow down. Jeff got me the job there, and that's where I met you. I think I was in audio and you were in
Ace.
Ace, yeah, small electronics. Yeah, and we just started hanging out. We like the same stuff. We like drinking. we like going to see numbers a lot together, and then from there it just blossomed into I'm trying to think of a word where you can combine kingdom and bro together. A brodom.
A brodom? A king brodom? I don't know.
Yeah.
A brodom of a brodom of solidarity? I don't know. I also remember early on, at some point after I transferred from Ace and then I was working in the music department for a while, I saw you and like Chappie and I think Jeff Brown were all huddled over in the audio department, like just whispering. And then one of you points your finger over across the store at me, and then Jeff Brown kind of waves excitedly, come over here. And he goes, Pete, you seem like the kind of guy who plays role-playing games. Do you play D&D and those types of games? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, have you ever played Vampire the Masquerade? Yeah. Do you want to play with us? Yeah.
Yeah, we used to do that at my house on Genesee Street.
Yeah.
There was 10 of us or something like that, wasn't it?
There was quite a few. Okay, so there was you, me, Chappie, JB, I want to say John Ambrose, and someone else. Oh, I like Eki Fatum's Brociety.
A Brociety.
That's a pretty good one.
Dimitri. Brendan.
Jesus, that was a huge group, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Holy shit, how many people did that? Who was it? And who? I can't. Whatever. Craziness. All I remember is that you played a Bruja and I played a Malkavian, and I bloodbound your character because you were constantly charging at combat. So I was like, I knew the rules backwards and forwards. So I'm like, here, you can have some of my blood. This will heal you. And then after the third time, I'm like, by the way, now you're bloodbound to me.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I was kind of like your little puppet.
Yeah, it was fun.
I was like the tank of the group, I think. Sort of. Which was odd, because normally you're the tank.
Normally I am the tank. You were not just the tank. You were like the tank and damage dealer. Oh my god, and Dave.
Arist?
Yeah, Dave was the, he played the thaumaturge class, the wizard, because he could only drink the blood of virgins, I remember. No. It was like, he could only drink the blood of, like, good-looking young women. That's what it was. Like, that was his, he was always like, oh, I'm going to go down to the college campus and find me some young chicks. Yeah, there was a lot of people in that group.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, I just had to quill the noise that was about to tornado on the outside of the room.
Did you shush them like Dr. Evil?
No, I just did.
Well, so people can see in your background. They can see the portraits on the wall. You got actually, they can only see the one of the three of your kids behind you, but you have several children's.
5.
You got 5 kids, the oldest of which is now moved out of the house and is in college.
Yeah.
And the youngest of which is, what,
9.
she's 10 now? 9.
9. Speaking of what, Maddie, bear me. Alright, sorry.
That's okay. And I feel like you've done a really good job raising her because she loves Star Wars.
She does, in fact, love Star Wars. Star Wars and various different sayings from movie quotes. A lot of movies that she hasn't seen that she just hears me saying. What was it? A couple weeks ago in school, she scraped her knee, and the teacher says, Maddie Sue, come here, you're bleeding. Maddie Sue says, I ain't got time to bleed.
And you've never made her watch The Predator?
Nope.
So she doesn't know what it's from, she just knows the quote.
Yep. Oh, and that quote from the movie 7. I never let her watch the movie 7, but a couple days ago when she was in school, some girl had this little box with all her pencils and crayons in it, and Maddie Sue walked up to her and goes, what's in the box?
Parenting done right, ladies and gentlemen. Parenting done right.
Yeah.
And I think you've done a wonderful job with the other kids too. I mean, you got the boys of. I think the last time I saw them, you were showing me a video of them boxing with each other like men.
Yes.
They're growing up into real manly men, the way I never was.
Yeah, they kick the crap out of each other every so often. They need to get their wiggles out and whatnot, so we might as well do it with some gloves on and at least do it the right way. They're both in PT and MMA training and stuff, so they'll go in the backyard and swing at each other a few times, come in the house with fat lips, and all good.
Well, and it's good that they're so close to each other in age because they can do that with each other and not, like, take that shit out on you.
Yeah, that'd be a bad day for them.
But you know what? So you lay brick or block. I'm sorry, you lay block for a living, right? You're a skilled stonemason. What you say it? I'm not. I'm gonna fuck it up.
It's just what they know as a full mason. I can do brick, block, stone, concrete, anything with a trowel and mortar. I can do any of it.
And you've done that off and on for your whole life, pretty much, right?
Yeah, pretty much full time. There was a couple years I took off, but 24 years now.
One of my favorite things is there'll be times when we'll be going somewhere, or at least when I lived in Buffalo, we'd be going somewhere and you'd be like, "Oh,
excellent.
Hey Pete,
New heroes.
Hang on 1 second, Bob. Hang on 1 second. I just gotta say, what's up to Mentally Chill Gaming for resubscribing for a $4.99 sub. Thank you so much, Mentally Chill Gaming. You get the big ups. Whoop whoop. I do that because I'm so street. You know me, ghetto, Bob. I'm ghetto. I'm hardcore. So I give out the big ups. But we'd be driving around, and you'd be like, "Hey, Pete, see that building over there?" And I'd be like, "Yeah." You'd be like, "I built that one."
Yeah, my kids are sick of hearing that shit too. Every time we drive, "Oh yeah, Dad, we know." "Oh wait, Dad, I know you built that one. Thanks."
Go.
And then they'll ask me how I do something at work. How does the wall stay up like this? And I'll explain it to them, and they're like, "Yeah, we stopped listening to you 20 minutes ago."
Do they ever troll you? Do they ever be like, hey, Dad, what happens if you don't lay your line straight, and then just wait for you to start going and then just like turn around and walk away?
Jenna used to do that to me all the time. The boys not so much, because they know that I'll whoop their, I'll kick the shit out of them if they piss me off enough. I'd never do that to Jenna, but yeah, so she would do it to me constantly. Always. That's why we love her, and that's why we sent her away.
That's why you sent her far away.
Yep.
But that's actually one of the reasons you finally got a webcam, so you could talk to her over the interwebs.
Yes, over the interwebs.
And she's doing really good too. She's like, for a freshman in college, she's like on the pro team at the college.
What's? Sorry.
That's all right.
What'd you say?
I said Jenna's doing really well. Even though she's just a freshman, she's like what, starting out for her team?
Not all the time. Some games she started. They moved her up to forward, so she starts now. Maybe every other game. It just depends on who they're playing, how she practiced that week. She's just now starting to really get into the whole college life, Real tough for her at first, being so far away from home. She's 12, 13 hours from us. So the whole acclimation thing took her some time, but she's done real well for herself. She's got that full ride that she's living on right now, high on the hog over there. We're proud of her,
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, his eldest daughter plays soccer. So that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, Division I soccer for University of Evansville. She's got, I don't even know if I told you about that, Peter. She broke, before she went away, her last season with soccer here, she broke four state records.
Damn.
Yeah, so she holds 4 first-place state records at Section 6 girls soccer, and she ranked 133rd in the whole country this year.
Well, I think I told you once when we were at the beach house, I said she's so funny to watch her run because she runs and it looks normal, but it's like you blink your eye and she's like there. Like, you would think someone running fast would look different than someone running at a normal speed, but it looks exactly the same, but it's just so fucking fast.
Yeah. Yeah, she used to get mad at me because she said I treated her like one of the dogs because I could whip a frisbee super fast, and then she would run past the frisbee, turn around, and catch it.
Yeah. Yeah, she's fucking... It was... I almost regret that I never got a chance to see her play. But then again, it's soccer, so I kind of don't.
Yeah.
Like, I would have liked to see her play, but not so much...
Watch an entire soccer game?
Yeah. Yeah. Because, you know, it's soccer. Which is great that... It's great that she got this full ride, and I know that you and your wife just, like, did so much to get her all this, but when she was in high school, get her on the state team and everything, and that's the reason why she got these full scholarships. That's, but, you know, that's why she's got the free ride at college now. So, anyways, let's get back to something a little more interesting than just your kid, if you don't mind.
No, dude. You're running the show here. You're fucking the chicken. Knock yourself out.
Well, you know me. I mean, how many times have we talked on the phone for, like, just hours?
Yeah, usually about how much Superman sucks.
Right?
I remember multiple conversations about that. Maddie Sue. Madeline Sue, fear me. I don't know. Yeah. Marvel versus DC. Politics. Mostly politics, because me and you aren't real big on speaking out on politics, but we do to each other, you know?
Right.
So.
Hi, Maddie.
Wife.
Hi, Donna.
Peter, are you colorblind?
No, I'm not.
Do you like this?
Well, over the webcam, it's kind of hard to tell. And just so you know, you're being broadcast to about 15 or so people.
All right.
Okay.
We'll ask any of them.
What am I looking at?
It's my floor and my paint color.
Okay, so it just looks like gray and black to me.
Perfect.
That's what it's supposed to be.
All right.
Great job.
Love you, Donna.
Love you too.
Thank you, Maddie.
Bye-bye. Okay, done.
Maddie's going to bed, so you have to get your own beers.
Maddie's going to bed. You'll have to get your own beers.
Hold on.
Why don't you tell Maddie to bring you another one right now?
She is.
All right, there you go. Yeah, I don't talk politics on Twitch, and it came from this realization that I had, and this is also why I stopped using Facebook altogether. After the Orlando nightclub shooting, where that terrorist shot up the gay nightclub, and I went on Facebook, and it was like, this person was like, we need more gun control, and the next person was like, we need less gun control, and more people that carrying guns, and then more gun control, less, like, just, and everyone was talking about the same thing, but they were taking totally opposite, and I'm like, there is no point to talking politics with strangers. Like, there's no point. People are just going to believe whatever they want to believe, and they're going to twist whatever, like, there's no point, right?
None.
I don't know.
Which, you know, that's why I like talking politics with my friends in person, mostly. You, I could talk over the phone and stuff, but I have such a wide range of friends that vary from extreme far right to extreme far left. You know, and I'm of the opinion that everyone is entitled to their own opinion on how they think things should be, and that's what makes this country great. And that's why I enjoy the group of friends I have, yourself included, because I get to hear everyone's point of view. I mean, I know what I like, what I want, but, you know, it doesn't, doing it over the internet is just pointless.
Yeah.
Just pointless.
Yeah. Eki Fatum says, I love this format. I can't stay longer. Got to catch some sleep. Have a good night, Eki Fatum. Get yourself some sleep. It was good seeing you, brother. Yeah, and Lassane just said to me the other day, she goes, you know the old saying, opinions are like assholes. You know?
What? They all get dirty and got to wipe them?
No, everyone's got one and they always stink.
No, yeah. Mm.
You don't know that saying?
No.
Oh.
I thought the saying was everyone's got one and some people bleach it.
Oh. Some people bleach their opinions? Yeah, all right. That's cool.
Oh, wait, we're talking about opinions?
I don't know. Whatever. So after we met at Circuit City, about a year later, after our friendship was solidified, I moved down to Erie and to open the Circuit City down there. And then a few months after that, you moved down, and you were basically living on my couch for about 4 months, right?
I don't know about that long, because then I moved in with JB.
Yeah, well, it was. I don't know. Whatever. It was a while. And
It was a good stint.
what's that?
It was a good stint.
It was a good stint. Yeah, and then we've just always been good friends. I don't know. And we've continued that friendship into our online world, starting back in 99, 2000 when we were playing. Actually, you didn't start EverQuest till a little bit later than I did. I don't think you played EverQuest when we were in Erie. I think it wasn't until you got back that you got into it.
That's where I started, was in Erie.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I made my first monk in Erie, but I think it wasn't until late 2000 is when I made my own account. Because my EverQuest character turns 18 years old in a couple weeks.
Dude, that's insane. Your EverQuest character that you're still playing, by the way,
Yes.
is older than almost all your kids.
Yes. Older than all my kids but one.
Yeah. Thank you very much to Coyote Wildfire for the host. Big ups. Whoop, whoop. And if one of the mods could just shout out Coyote Wildfire for me, I would appreciate it.
Is Coyote viewing?
What's that?
Is Coyote viewing?
Coyote is viewing. And you know what we got to do? We got to get together and we got to have some beers. Because Coyote actually lives in Rochester.
Coyote, look what I'm doing. Told you I couldn't predict the future.
Well, I think Coyote's viewing. He just hosted me. So it wasn't an auto host. It was a host. So that means he had to type in host Rhevs. So I assume Coyote's around. But yeah, we got to get together and have some beers. Maybe we can meet somewhere and get some drinking on. Hey, Josh Kritz, how's it going? And Coyote, I don't know if you saw it, but Bob wanted you to know that he is drinking tonight. And he said he can't predict the future. Hello, Kenrick. So after we played EverQuest for probably about 6 years. Well, I played for about 6 years. Then we went to World of Warcraft, where we formed our own guild and were taking names in that. We played that for a while. And interestingly enough, at some point, you hooked up with your brother-in-law's guild, Sterling Order of Knights, which I mentioned because I believe Nuridun is watching at the moment, who is a member of SOK, who just came into my stream today. I was playing Shadow of War, and he just pops in, and he's watching. I'm like, that name sounds really familiar, but I just thought it was just someone from Twitch. And then he mentioned SOK, and I'm like, I know SOK. I remember your name. We played WoW together. He's like, holy shit, small world. He didn't really remember me, but he remembered you.
Yeah, his bow, in fact, which is Salubre?
Codir?
Kodor and Salubre. Bo was just at my house this weekend. He came up to visit. Ironically enough, at the same time you meet Nuridun on your Twitch thing, yeah?
Yeah, I don't know if you're looking at chat, but Nuridun says, Bob, you beautiful bastard.
Peace.
So then after probably 8 or 9 years of WoW, we played Neverwinter for about 1.5 years, and once again we had the highest ranking, we had an end game rating guild, and at the end of the 1.5 years when we quit that, it was the only guild that was created at launch, like in the first few days, that was still around. Every other guild had folded it at some point. Other guilds had, then risen back up and been endgame rating guilds, but our guild was that. And then we went to Star Wars.
Loved that game.
Yes.
That was a lot of fun.
Which is where we met the likes of Darth Bax and Loina and so many other nerds. Right?
Hazmat.
So good.
Yeah.
And that kind of brings us up to today. That was like a real quick recap of the last 20 years.
That was probably the cleanest version of our last 20 years I've ever heard.
Dude, there's a reason why I cut so much out.
And I apologize for him having to do that due to the fact that my boat anchors are running around the house and they don't need to hear about our escapades as young lads.
Well, you could probably tell the story about when your, like, 8.5 months pregnant girlfriend walked back into the bedroom and found us spooning passed out naked in your bed.
Oh, yeah, that happened. That's a true story. She was upset at you, too, because you were in the bathroom on the floor.
Clutching the toilet for dear life.
Yeah, and she had to pee and couldn't get in there. I don't even remember how we resolved that because I'm pretty sure I was passed out myself.
I think she just pounded on the door hard enough and was able to push the door open enough that she could put her lips to the crack in the door and be like, Peter, wake up and get the fuck out. I need to pee. And it, like, just triggered me just enough that I could kind of, oh, okay. And I opened the door and stumbled out naked. And she went in and shut the door. And, of course, in my completely still drunk brain, I thought, well, now I go lay down in bed. And laid down in bed next to you and started cuddling with you.
Yeah.
Bob was the little spoon, by the way. You were.
I don't remember it like that, Peter.
I remember it. I remember. Dude, just be glad that so much of the stuff that happened with us happened in the era before smartphones.
Oh my God, you have no idea.
Oh my God.
I mean, I don't think that we could continue on as adults with the amount of baggage that people would have over our heads.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure the government would take my children from me.
dude. And again, I'm having a really hard time trying to think, like, I'm sitting here going, can I tell this story in such a way that it will make any sense and still be clean enough that your boat anchors who hear it? And no, I don't think I can. Okay, how about this? I'll tell a good story that's not about Bob, but it's indicative. So a lot of my viewers know AJ Fuhrer on Twitch. And you know AJ, obviously. So AJ's oldest brother was the drummer for a band called Numbers. And Bob and I used to go and we would travel around with them. Like, they went to New York City and performed at CBGB's before they closed, and we would travel around with them. Well, one night in Syracuse, we did some drinking, and I was in a hotel room with AJ's oldest brother. And that was the night that he decided that he was going to run through the hotel naked because he didn't care if anyone saw him naked. So why not?
Plus, he was a rock star.
He didn't want to trash the room. He just wanted to be a rock star.
You wanted to do rock star shit.
Yes.
Oh.
So then I went to the lead singer's room to get away from him. But the lead singer was out banging groupies. So but the lead singer is like, what would you call her? Do you remember? What would you call Jessica? Like one of his girls, one of his
harem? One of the harem?
Yeah, one of his harem. So she let me in.
A concubine?
I guess, I don't know. And then so we started getting into it until the pounding on the door woke us up because Paul got yelled at by a manager and had to run away, again, naked. And he thought that this was his room. So we had to stop what we were doing to let him in. And he jumped up on the bed and started putting his hands over his head and waggling his hips while straddling the two of us. Bob had nothing to do with that. But those are the kinds of stories we can't tell. Were you there that weekend? This was in Syracuse.
I must not have been because I probably would have been running with Paul.
You might have been with Brendan.
I may have been with Brendan.
I don't know.
Because I don't think there was any time that they wanted out of town that me and you both didn't go. I don't recall any one time that they went out of town that we did not go.
I don't know.
So I must have with Brendan.
This was when people were calling me Nick Cage because I used to drink like Nick Cage in that movie Leaving Las Vegas. Remember we were
They drank that liter of gin in the bathtub?
Yes, in New York City. There were too many people in the beds. And someone, I won't say who, was in the bed with one of the other girl groupies that would often follow us. And I was like, well, I mean, the bed's big enough for 3 people, but I'm just going to go because I know that this particular individual tends to get rather energetic when things get down. I know from experience. So I just took my liter bottle of gin and went to the bathtub. And that was where I slept. And that was where you guys found me in the morning, clutching a bottle of gin that had only about that much left in the bottom, in the bathtub like, ah.
Yeah, I don't know how you got that down, dude. That's one booze I cannot drink straight. I don't know how you did that.
I don't know what to tell you. This was before I had all my health issues start to crop up, so.
Well, I attribute your health issues because I remember a while ago, even before your health issues came up, you're like, I think I'm going to cut back on drinking. I'm only going to do it once in a while now. I remember you saying that. And then right after that, that's like when all the health issues started.
Oh, see.
I think you should have just kept on drinking heavy. I mean, look at me. I'm the pinnacle of physical health.
Oh, are you? How are them knees?
How's
your back doing?
That's all because of work, though.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what you didn't do yet? You didn't show our viewers your wonderful belt buckle.
Oh, I wore it for you for today because of your special day. So I put on my my Sunday go to meeting belt buckle.
Can you get a little higher? There you go. Look at that belt buckle. Look at the glory.
To the size of it's almost, there, look.
Glorious, I say.
With Murica.
Murica! Yeah. It is a glorious belt buckle.
Hey, thanks.
You know another thing we should talk about? And I've talked about it in Discord. And of course I know about it. But why don't you tell our viewers... And I fucking hate that I missed it this year. I'm so pissed that I missed it. But dude, you have no idea how sick I was. And it hit me about 3 days before. Tell everyone about Smokefest.
Ooh, Smokefest. This year was wow, it was epic, dude. It was the most people, I think. I want to say all of 125, 130 people came through the house. We had the amount of ribs, Peter, this year was, there had to have been 60 racks of ribs. We did a whole pig, 100 pounds of chicken, 80 pounds of sausage. I did 2 meatloafs, 4 breakfast rolls, there was 2 turkeys. Jeff Brown did 3 briskets, one of which, his briskets was a Wagyu brisket, which is the American version of Kobe beef. So it was probably a $400 or $500 piece of meat because it was the whole brisket. It wasn't just the flat or the butt end. It was the whole thing. It was like a 20-some pound brisket.
How'd that come out?
Dude, it was... I mean, you can't even describe something like that without putting it in your mouth.
Oh, I am so goddamn jealous. You don't even... Bob, it's the first Smokefest I've missed. This was what, the 5th one or the 4th one?
4th one.
This was the 4th one. I've been there since the beginning.
Yeah.
Dude, like 3 days before, I even told you like the week before, I'm like, I'm a little sick, but hopefully I'll be over it before next weekend. Dude, I was sick for like 9 days. My throat closed up to the point where I could barely swallow. When I finally got antibiotics, I swallowed the first one, and then when I tried to swallow the second one, my throat was so swollen, the pill went up into my sinus cavity. It went up into my sinuses.
New heroes
Hey,
joining.
hold on one second, Bob. Because my good buddy Josh Kritz has just subscribed to Twitch Prime. Can we get some love and some hype in chat for Josh Kritz? And Bob, why don't you do the big ups with me? Do big ups with me. Ready?
What is that? What is it?
You raise the roof and you go, whoop, whoop.
Right meow?
Right meow. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Whoop, whoop. You didn't make the noise, but that's okay.
I did. You didn't hear me?
No,
I did it in unison with you.
All right. Thank you very much, Josh. A true proper nerd and awesome guy. Thank you so much for the subscription. I really appreciate it. You know, another thing I'm like, I have all these things I want to talk about, and I'm looking at the timer, and I'm like, oh shit, we're already 35 minutes in. This coming Friday is Spoopy Drinkin'. Are you excited for Drinking with Friends episode 2?
Dude, I just want to say that there's an 87% chance I'm going to be at your house for this. And if I am, we're going to get toe up from the flow up.
Bob, look. Right here. It's right there. Whoop. Look, see? I keep it handy. Right there. I got my rum. Cause
Dude, I'm going to come loaded for bear.
You're gonna come loaded for bear? Jesus. Yes,
Yeah.
Josh, this coming Friday, Little Sheiky and I wanna fucking be there. I keep it handy. Thanks, Coyote. Next, Coyote, we're gonna set something up. We're gonna set something up where you and me are gonna do some drinking. Don't worry. We're gonna have it set up. Don't worry, brother. Coyote, it's gonna be epic. Don't worry. Yeah. Do you have your costume ready? Do you have a costume set up, Bob?
You do see me, don't you? I wear a costume every day. Look at this.
I know, but you gotta be.
Comes off. This is Velcroed on.
You gotta do something. Like at least come in like full cowboy gear or something.
You know, I do need a new hat. Maybe I'll go buy a new hat. My old Stetson's kind of wore out and floppy and weird looking. Maybe I'll go get a new hat. Put my spurs on for you.
Do you still have the Now we'll go into this in a second. Do you still have the 6-shooter with the holster? The light
black
holster?
powder one, yeah.
I'm sorry?
The black powder one I got married in?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was another thing that was on. So I always say I don't like most weddings, and I love my wedding, but I think right below mine, yours is probably one of the best weddings I've ever been at. Tell everyone about the gun.
Yeah, me and the groomsmen, we didn't wear tuxes or nothing. I had a local, what would you call it? Like a play production company? I don't know. But they made their own costumes for all the plays that they did and shit downtown Buffalo. So I had them make 4 replica costumes of the guys from Tombstone. So me and my groomsmen dressed up like all the guys from Tombstone, and I got a black powder pistol 6-shooter that I wore on my hip that looks similar to the one that Wyatt Earp had in the movie The Peacemaker. It's close to it, not exact, but it's close. So I had that on my hip when we got married. It was we were going to ride down the aisle on horseback because we own horses, but my wife was too nervous that they were going to shit on the aisle as we were walking down. So
what did they do? They're horses.
Yeah, but it was her wedding day. She didn't want them shitting next to all the people.
I suppose that's true. It is her wedding day.
So I honored the request.
And now you were dressed up like cowboys from Tombstone, and you had the 6-shooter, and you own horses because you are essentially a cowboy.
Yeah.
Just don't live out west.
Don't live out west. But I got a couple of my buddies around here that call me Cowboy Rapper Bob. Just because every once in a while when I get drunk, I like to sing old school rap songs.
Well, who doesn't?
It's a real bad habit I got to get rid of.
Especially Regulate by Warren G. I've heard you singing that one many times.
That one, yeah, and Ain't No Fun by Snoop Dogg.
And you vape like me? How are you doing on the cigarettes? Have you finally kicked the analogs?
Nope.
Well,
Nope.
I'm happy I got you into vaping at least. By the way, you're leaning to your left a lot.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right. You're kind of leaning out of frame a little.
Yeah, my bad.
Just letting you know.
I'm new to this shit, so you got to keep me in line here.
That's what I do, Bob. That's what I do.
Do all through our gaming history as well. I never would have been as accomplished a gamer as I am had it not been for me following you.
Because I'm a nerd. You gotta admit, though, even though I'm a nerd, I'm pretty cool in my own way.
We all are.
Reduxa just showed up. She says, "Oh my God, it's Bob! Whoop whoop!" Reduxa's excited.
Oh, Reduxa is an honorary boat anchor.
She's what?
She's an honorary boat anchor.
You got to give me more than that. You got to explain that. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
How did you not hear that? We used to talk about it all the time. Ask her.
How about I'm asking you?
Okay, so I don't know. It was a while ago, but she was like, you know, because when we used to help her out in Star Wars, she had said how she, connected with me right away, and we had this nice little bond, and it was like I was always looking out for her. When we were trying to get her into raids, and when she finally got into raids, I was there trying to help her, and we brought Kitty in to help her and all this, and she had just mentioned one time about wanting to be one of my boat anchors, so we just made her an honorary boat anchor.
Dude, I don't believe I've ever heard that.
How could you not have?
I don't know. Maybe because I had so much other shit going on, running a guild and pretending that the other person that was my co-GM had fucking anything to do with anything other than getting people in the guild by cybersexing them. Just saying.
She was good at that, though.
She was good at cybersex. That's true. She was also very good at taking nude pictures and sending them to people.
I don't know nothing about that.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Have I ever told you how much I enjoy beer?
You may have mentioned it once or twice. You may have mentioned that you enjoy drinking from time to time. Little Shiki says Rev is honorary Twitch dad. I'll take that. I'll take honorary Twitch dad. I know I'm always happy to help people out with their streams or setting things up, time willing. But beer is good. Beer is good. Josh is, yeah. You would like Josh. He reminds me. Josh actually reminds me of maybe not your kids, but like if one of your kids had a friend that was raised real politely. I don't know if that, like, he doesn't remind me of your kids so much, but like he's a young guy. He's in his 20s. You know what I mean? And you'd like Josh. You'd like
Just
Josh.
Josh.
Little Shiki says, I feel safe here. We should do something to creep her out and make her not feel safe. Hey, Little Shiki, I was watching you. Put on your makeup.
You, Little Shiki, you smell different when you're sleeping.
Bob, you'd love Little Shiki. She's very pretty, and she kind of goes for the gothy look. Like, she puts on the makeup, and she's very cute and very funny and very nice and very sweet. You'd like her. Coyote says, I'm just going to read chat here for a second. Coyote says, like, you're not even that dad that you're ashamed of. You're like the cool dad who does shit with you, gives a fuck about you as his kid, has fun taste, like all the neighborhood kids on the block are like, yo, your dad is so cool, I want to hang out with him. All right, I'll take that. I don't, I mean, look, Bob's even older than me. You got, what, like 2.5 years on me, right, Bob?
I'm 43.
Oh, all right. Well, I'll be 40 in December, so like 3.5 years. I was close. But you're in many ways, you have always been the child in our relationship, you and me.
Funny you say that.
Why is that?
Everyone says that, especially my wife. You know, when I come home at 3 in the morning, pissed drunk. I don't understand you. You're like a child.
You know what I dropped on my wife the other day? And you could try this with Donna. Just be like, look, if I changed who I am, I wouldn't be the person you fell in love with.
Mm.
I dropped that on Angie the other day. Dude,
Did
you are so far off to the left. Thank you.
Just keep reminding me, man. I'm new at this shit.
I know. If you do come down on Friday, Angie is so excited. She goes, so the way it's going to work, by the way, is I don't know what time you're going to get here, but I stream until 4 o'clock, right? I stream my normal video game stream until 4. Then usually Angie gets home and we have sex. And then I got to do a couple other things. And then she goes out to the bar.
Rewind a little bit. What time do you do that?
What's that?
What time do you do that?
I do my stream until 4 o'clock.
And then?
And then usually she comes home from work and we have sex.
Okay, what time is that?
Like 4:05. And then, we're usually done by like 4:06.
That gives me a really small window to appear.
I'm just saying. That was a joke, by the way. The 4:05, the sex for 1 minute, that was a joke.
Mm.
Yeah. But then, usually at about...
realistically, so you're done by what, 4:08?
It depends on how much of a rush she's in. Seriously. Because it depends on if her... Like, so her friend comes and picks her up, and then they go to a bar where they do darts. And then she said she's planning on staying at the bar until midnight. Then she's going to come home around midnight and be on for the last half an hour of the spoopy drinking stream.
When is that supposed to start and end? Like, what's the time?
8:30.
Till?
8:30 till 12:30. But then you and I can keep drinking off stream, no problem.
What if everybody still wants to hang out and drink with us?
Then we can fucking hang out. We can... I mean, dude, okay, so here's the thing. The first Drinking with Friends we did, we said, well, let's go for at least 3 hours. But we'll go until it kind of doesn't feel like we want to go any longer, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we went for 5 hours, and then Lassane was hungover the next day. Because she's like, 4 hours is right about the good stopping point. But I think we end the stream, and then if we want to just, keep hanging out and drinking with people in Skype, that's fine. Because Angie says she is looking forward to drinking with you.
I always look forward to drinking with Angie. It's always a good time.
Yeah. Rock and Rage is calling us spring chickens.
Mm.
He's got 10 years on me and about 7 on you.
Wait. Let me hear. I just want to make sure I heard this right. The scene said she was hungover after 5 hours.
Yeah.
And is she in this right now? Can she see me?
Lassane was in chat. I don't know if she's watching. The evening is a time when a lot of people will tune in and sort of be
Bouncing around back and forth.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, should you be watching this? When you're hungover the next day, that's how you know you did it right the night before.
I mean, I wasn't hungover the next day, but that's because I know my limits. I know I can have this much to drink, and then like this much more. It's like that's where it gets iffy. And then if I go past that, that's when I'm vomiting and hungover.
Yeah. I just go until I fall asleep. I mean, wherever I am.
Word.
Bedroom, bathroom, backyard.
Dude, I'm excited about my costume. I haven't told anyone what it is yet, but I'm excited. I need Angie's help to help me prepare it. After the sex, but before she leaves for the bar. But yeah, dude, if you want to come down Friday, you come down whenever you want. I mean, even if I'm still in the middle of my video game stream, if you get here before 4. I mean, you work on Friday, though, right? So, I mean, you probably wouldn't be here till 6 o'clock anyways.
Unless I left early.
No, it's not Soldier 76, but that is one of the ones I considered. But then I thought, I'd have to make a face mask, and I don't want my face covered. Good guess, though. Good guess. Yeah. So
I don't know. Let me look before I say it. I don't want to get anyone's hopes up.
Really, the costumes are just a perk of this particular Halloween stream. Really, it's about drinking with friends. You understand.
I'm all about drinking.
Yeah. You are? I didn't know that about you. Was that sarcasm a little too thick? Did people understand that was sarcasm?
Don't know. Just enjoying this moment.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
What do you want to talk? We got like 10 minutes left here, Bob. What do you want to talk about? You want to ask the chat anything? Do you want them to maybe chat has some questions they'd like to ask you?
How about, sure, ask them. Let's see what they have to say. The viewers, the audience.
All right,
our
but
peeps.
it seemed like you had something. So while we wait for them to type.
That was me deep in thought. And see, I do that when I'm thinking. Because the beard helps add to the ambiance of me thinking. Which me thinking in itself is, a ridiculous notion, but
you said, how about, did you have something there?
no, I absolutely didn't.
All right, Coyote Wildfire wants to know, do you use anything to curl your mustache?
I did. When I first started growing it, I would use mustache wax, but now that it's just like when you train your hair to do anything. Like if you comb your hair a certain way after so many days or weeks or years or whatever, you can run your fingers through it and it goes into place basically, so the same thing with the mustachio. It just does it now.
Speaking of beard, I've had this pretty much the entire time you've known me, right?
Yeah.
Have you ever known me to not have facial hair?
Once or twice, but it was always some occasion or something you had to do that you had to shave it for, but it was only very briefly.
Yeah, like just literally as long as it took to regrow it.
Well, yeah, like you would shave it because you had some event or something going on, or you did it as a dare or a challenge or something, and then it would immediately grow back, yeah.
I realized, so when I hit 40 years old, I'll have had 22 years with a goatee or a full beard, and 18 years without. Like, that's kind of impressive when you realize, yeah, I've spent more of my life with this particular thing. It's a little weird.
I don't know. I wore the goatee forever. I only recently started doing the beard. Like, I think I've been growing this one for about 2 weeks now.
No, it's been a little longer than that.
Maybe 3 weeks.
I'll take your word for it.
I did have it for quite a while, and then I shaved it. And I shaved it when I took my son Jarek down to the Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. I didn't want to go there with this. I was trying to help the kid out. And
you didn't want to look all Duck Dynasty?
Yeah, but, in hindsight, I probably could have left it on.
I'm sure you could have, especially if you were wearing the clothes you're wearing right now.
Yeah. Well, I dress very similar. Just usually my belt buckle size varies depending on the event. Bigger the event, the bigger the buckle.
Rock and Rage wants to know, how many beers did you enjoy on Saturday night?
Saturday night, I think I did about an 18-pack and maybe a third, close to a half of that bottle of Captain here. And then I went to my buddies, and me and him killed a bottle of Tito's handcrafted vodka.
Oh, that's good vodka.
Yeah, and then I had to Uber home, and I got home about 3 o'clock, I think.
And that's when Donna asked you if you were a child?
No, she was passed out. She asked me in the morning. She goes, "What the hell's the matter with you?"
Josh Kritz wants to know if you know how to play the piano.
Oh, my piano back there? No clue.
Who in the house does play?
Jenna.
So, quick story that you just reminded me of. This was I'm going to tell everyone a real quick story. This is back when you lived on Genesee. Tell me if you remember this. I would say probably 2 or 3 nights a week we would do this. We'd get off work at Circuit City at like 10:30 or whatever at night. We'd stop at Wegmans. We'd buy a 2-4 of Labatt Blue each, and we'd go back to your house and we would just start drinking. And then other people would filter in, bringing their own beer.
Yeah.
Because everyone knew you brought your own beer.
Yeah. Yeah, all the time.
How often did we do, like, dude, how did we drink a case or more of beer on, like, Tuesday nights? And then go to work the next day?
The same way I drink them now, Peter.
Just don't stop?
One at a time.
Coyote Wildfire says, question for both of you relevant to tonight. How do each of you respond to trolls and the negative PR when others may dislike your decision when rules have to be enforced? We've recently had a few rabble-rousers join his guild, and after a few strikes, some still felt it unfair. Both individuals had to be banned. So, I'll answer first, and then, because Bob has always been playing these MMOs with me since 99, 2000, so you can kind of relate to the MMO experience, Bob. My feeling is some people are just going to be troublemakers. Some people are going to be what I like to call time bandits. They just want your attention. They want as much of your time as they can get, and they'll never be happy. They'll always want more. You have to be willing to say to them, all right, look, you've got to go try to find that answer on your own, or you've got to try to deal with this issue on your own, or you've got to talk to that person on your own. If you can't, then I can't help you. You go and do that. Go try to find the answer, or go try to solve the problem yourself, and then come back to me and let me know what you've learned. And once you've done that, then I can get involved. And you'll find that a lot of times those people, if they're troublemakers or if they're causing drama, they won't do that step. They won't do anything on their own. They just want you to do something. And if they're not willing to do that, you say, look, man, if you can't fucking do it on your own, if you can't even make an attempt on your own, I can't get involved and help you. Like, you have to try to be an adult on your own before I can step in and help you if there is a serious issue.
Yeah, then you say, I can't do nothing for you, man. Try to make that jelly into the jam.
Yeah. So, Bob, how would you deal... What is your policy on dealing with troublemakers, like in a guild, for example?
Troublemakers in a guild. You know, see, that's... I always sucked at that. I'm not going to lie. Usually you were the one that dealt with the troublemakers and laying down the law, you know, whereas I was always that buffer. I don't know if you remember, I always buffered your rage versus their idiocy, you know, that cushion, which is why me and you always worked well as running a guild together. Because you would be like, you would want this, and this, and I'd be like, well, you know, that's going to make this person angry, this and that. So I never really had to deal with the troublemakers because I'm not really good at it in the gaming aspect. At work, I just fire them. So you really can't do that here. Well, you can kick them, but you know, you don't want to really. I don't think you really want to be known as just that. As soon as some person starts a little shit, you boot them. You know, I would always have to say, figure out the root cause of the problem. If they're a straight troll, boot them. But if they're just pissed off because some stupid shit's going on, then you got to find out where that is being derived from and find out the root cause of it. And then hopefully from there you can rectify it.
Yeah. We've had to boot 2 people out of the Proper Nerds Discord. We've had to boot 2 people. The one guy has always been a troll. He was always a troublemaker. Just always. Dave. The guy from New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, he was always trolling. He was always a troublemaker.
He was Kiwi.
What?
He was Kiwi.
Yeah. But he was always creating drama. He was always generating drama where there wasn't any. And when the Proper Nerd started to take off as a Twitch community, he's like, well, I want to be a featured streamer. I've been in part of this Discord as long as almost anyone else. And so I said, okay, I'm going to go talk to the other mods and let them know. And at that point, he hadn't streamed more than 2 or 3 times in a month. So their attitude was like, well, we'd like to get to know him. He never talks in Discord and he doesn't stream, so what would we make him a featured streamer if he doesn't stream? So I went back and I told him, I said, all right, so you need to start streaming a little more and you need to start talking in Discord. And, you know, they want to get to know you a little bit better and then we'll get you your own channel. He's like, oh, well, that's kind of fucked up. I've been here forever. And I'm like, well, look, that's you know, I'm here to help you. This is what they just, you know, this is what everyone sort of decided. So then he goes back to his own private Discord, and I don't know if he forgot that I was on his Discord, and he just starts shit-talking us and lying and saying, like, oh, they said this, and they blah, 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 and so I told them to fuck off, which, like, just totally lies. So I went back and told everyone else, and we're just like, you know what? Drama done. Loina was ready to fucking kill him. And you know Loina doesn't get upset. Dude, Loina was so upset. So... and then there was one other person, but this person was just, like, sexually harassing Lassane, so we just got rid of him. Yeah. Let me just, I'm still learning how to lead a community, appreciate the insight. How can you represent a community if you're not an active part of said community? Yeah, exactly, Coyote. Well, listen, guys, Pop, 9 o'clock. That shit fucking flew. Is there anything you want to talk about before we get going?
I guess just to the viewers, drive fast and take chances. Yeah, that's it.
All right, Bob. And listen, everyone else, again, this Friday we are doing spooky drinking or spoopy drinking, drinking with friends. If you haven't already, go down below the video there and you'll see the event, special event. You can click on that and click the remind me button. We've only had 3 people click the remind me button. I assume all of you are going to be there. It's going to be a ton of fun. Bob will be in attendance. He may be sitting right next to me at the time. So that's going to be a crazy time. And if Bob's here, we can get into the stories a little bit more. Because then we won't have to worry about your kids over here.
We can get all the dirty details out.
We'll tell Oh Jessica story. We'll talk about how I broke Sean's bed in Erie. You remember that one? Yeah. So this coming Friday, spooky drinking, 8:30 till 12:30, possibly later, but probably 4 hours. Bob, I say I love you to people a lot, but I hope you know my love for you is topped by only my love for my wife.
I can say the same thing, Peter.
All right, brother.
Without hesitation.
All right, well, why don't you give a good goodbye to everyone, and we're going to wrap up the stream.
Thank you, everyone, for showing up and supporting Rev and everything he does here. Want you all to have a good night. Stay thirsty, my friends.
All right, and let me just see if there's anyone we can drop a host on. Oh, perfect. We're going to drop our host on D-Bach, who is one of our proper nerds, who is just being an amazing, amazing person, and he's expecting his second kid. His wife was due on Friday, so any moment now he might have his first son. So we're going to drop our host on D-Bach, and with that, we will say good night, everyone. Take care of yourselves.
Peace.